Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to make money becoming a public speaker. Becoming a public speaker is such an awesome, inspiring thing. You get to share your message with the audience and connect with the crowd. And sometimes, if you follow the right steps, you can even generate revenue. But again, you need to follow the right steps. By the end of this video, you will learn the importance of becoming the go-to expert on your topic, how to build momentum with your speeches, and why having additional revenue streams like books is so important. And stay tuned until the end of the video for an opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. When I think about generating revenue from giving speeches, it's so important to think about what topics are going to generate revenue, what topics people would pay you to give a speech on. This isn't about just having a speech, it's about having a speech that's marketable, that people are going to relate to. You have to have something of value that you're presenting. You know, you're offering a change, you're offering an opportunity, you're offering transformation, you're offering something, inspiration, motivation. All these things pile up, but you have to have something marketable within your story, which means you really need to understand not just your story, but the value proposition of your story. Your story needs to resonate at such a deep level that you know that listening to you is going to change somebody's life, that it's going to impact the way that they operate, the way they conduct their business, the way they live and breathe. Something about them is going to change or learn or something. Like something needs to happen in order for them to want to take that next step with you, to pay you, to work with you, to become a client of yours, whatever. So it's so important to recognize the connection between your message and the value proposition, and you need to be clear about that. This needs to be very straightforward. There can't be any dawdling or back and forth or uncertainty. You need to know that your message is valuable, which requires you to really spend the time to develop your core message. You need to figure out what you're saying here, what your speech is all about, why this matters. You know, what is the core thing? We can all talk about so many different topics, but what is of value to people? What is going to help them? So we really need to spend the time to develop a core message and really refine it, to figure out, you know, what are the most important elements. Let's strip away everything else and let's focus on this core. Focus on this most important thing. From there, it's valuable to build out your speaker assets, to have speaker reels, to record video of yourself giving presentations to a group, to a private audience, to something. I know people who actually will just give a presentation to an empty room, but it looks like they're on a stage and they're walking around on the stage. And that's good too, at least to start. You need to have something to show people when you're interested in booking speeches that you can give a speech and carry a room, even if the room isn't full of anybody. You need to show that you can carry a room. So that speaker reel is so valuable and so important. You want to develop that. You want to develop a speaker one sheet, which is a PDF, you know, and it has your information, your resources on there, where to contact you, all those sorts of things, and what you give, what speeches you give, what topics you're an expert on. And then the other thing is a website, social media. You really need to be in a place where you can gather leads, where people reach out to you and connect with you, and you have a website and social media, and all these things directing toward, here's how you can book me. You want to have an area where people can book you or reach out to you for speaking engagements. You know, all these things come into play, but it's so important to have those resources in place. From there, you have your message, you have your foundation elements in place. Start giving speeches to anybody. Speak in front of the mirror, speak in front of a local interest group, a local business group, you know, something over Zoom. Zoom offers us so many chances to connect with other people and opens us to new rooms that we might not be able to travel to otherwise. So it's great to think about Zoom as a possibility as well. You know, there's so many resources for us and so many ways to connect with new people. So as you're thinking about developing yourself as a speaker, speak where you can. Speak in places where they'll have you. Speak in places that you're interested in appearing. Start signing up for groups that you want to appear in. Put yourself in those spaces to be able to take that next step. And within that, networking matters. A lot of times it's not just what you know, it's who you know. In order to have a marketable message, it's not just about having a great message. If people don't find you, they don't know you exist, they're never going to book you for a speech. So it's about putting yourself out there, letting people know you're around, letting people know your expertise, being this beacon of opportunity where people know if there is a topic, a subject involving your area of expertise, you're the go-to person. So it's really exciting to be able to do that. And networking could involve speaker groups like National Speaker Association. It could involve TEDx. It could involve Toastmasters. It could involve a local speaker group or a local business leader group. There could be anything. Just get your reps. Go speak to groups. Get more confident sharing your message. As you build momentum, as you speak to bigger rooms with more audience members, you can then start to charge more money. The higher impact you have, the more that you can charge people. So the more that you can give this speech and feel comfortable with it and really own it, the more you can charge. It's great to be able to see your speaker fees going up. As you're speaking to more and more people, as you're connecting with bigger audiences, as you're building your platform and your relationships, your rates can go up, which is super exciting. So over time, you could see more and more money coming from speeches if you keep at it and keep working in bigger and bigger places. Within that, you want to have a booking system in place. You want people to find you, to have a simple way to book you, to network in the right places. It requires a lot of hustle, but it can be done. But it's not just that. It's more than that. It's so much more. And what I mean by that is, what are your other value offerings? What are the things that you can do that are going to drive more value? There's a reason why public speakers so often write books. They go one and the same, hand in hand. One informs the other. When you're a public speaker, sometimes you can actually hand out books in lieu of or in addition to your speaker fee. Your speaker fee could be, the venue is buying X number of books and putting the book in people's hands, which is super valuable and could actually lead to more clients, more opportunities, more bookings. So it's this echo chamber of growth. Books matter. And then on the other side of that, you can use the book to generate interest for your speaking career. So these go hand in hand. There's a reason why, as a book ghostwriter, I often work with public speakers. It's because they've spent a lot of time refining their message. They know exactly what they want to say. They know what they want to be an expert in. They know their area of expertise. They know their lane. Like, they know the thing they're good at. This isn't about going and speaking about anything. This is about being the best at what you do and letting everybody know that you're the best in what you do. If you can do both of those things, you can get more and more money for being the go-to expert on that thing. But you need to let people know, which is annoying. I get it. It's annoying because you want to just let the work speak for itself. You want to be known as the best. It's always frustrating to have to then juggle it of the promotional side of things. But I think that a book can send a message. A book sends a message to people that you are the go-to authority. You are the expert on this thing. That you wrote the book on this. This is why you're the expert. You wrote the book. But the book and the speech go hand in hand. Without one, the other suffers. There's a great mutual relationship. There's a mutual dependency on both of these things. They both lean on each other. And it's just great to see a book and a public speech go hand in hand, and what can really unlock from that. I just love the impact of, being able to bring people on a journey with you, whether it's a speech or whether it's a book or something else, and having another way for them to connect with you and carry forward. Maybe it's coaching support services. Maybe it's consulting. Maybe it's becoming a full sale client for you. There's so many different ways that we can continue that conversation and that journey forward, but it's about really maximizing the value opportunities that you have and getting people excited to work with you, whether one leads to the other leads that way. I think in terms of that, I think of my friend Jonathan Stanley. We worked together to refine his book, Purposeful Performance, which went viral in 2025 and became a national bestseller literally overnight. And he has been a successful public speaker for years. And now that he has this book, people are reaching out to him saying, I want you to come and speak to my company, to my corporate events. And it's awesome to see him being able to carry forward on this message of the book. And now he's connecting with audiences in new ways and reaching them one-to-one, and reaching them on a direct level. So it's so great to see one element informing the other and how that value proposition can build and grow. But you need to put these pieces in place. Without those pieces, those value propositions don't happen. If you're interested in learning more about how to make money becoming a public speaker, I'd love to talk directly. I'd love to hear more about your message. I'd love to discuss how a book might help you take the next step in your journey. From working with a number of public speakers myself and helping them write books, I can see so much value in understanding the power of your story. And I'd love nothing more than to meet with you and discuss your story. So if you're interested in learning more about the book writing process and how a book and speaking go hand in hand, head to my website. It's goodghostwriter.com. You can click the link below and love to chat and just have a conversation. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.